Hey, what's up? It's me. Just wanted to start out by saying this is pretty much going to be a full on deep dive. So, I'm going to start out by saying there are good people in the world. Like, really. I'm not going to follow too much of the script that I have here. I'm just going to kind of read from it as I go. But there are good people in the world. There are good people in all walks of life. I have to be honest with you about that. I'm not bullshitting you. It's very easy to believe that there are no good people in the world, and it's very easy to lose faith in humanity just based on what you see on the news and what you see on social media. So right now, if you look at what's happening in the world, a lot of people are excited about certain things. You'd see a lot of religious people saying it's the end of days or the end of times. You'd see other people of other religions and faiths saying other things, but it doesn't really matter, right? We don't really know when the final hour will be, and let's not really worry about that. But one thing that I do want to talk about is the state of affairs in the world that are leading to war and all of the conflict that's happening, right? I'm going to talk about this very briefly, and I'm really just going to dive deep from the brief side, okay? So bear with me. But I'm going to get a drink of this nice little soda. Gotta love the soda. Uh-oh. I gotta block out that. Don't want nobody coming for me. All right. This is a big, very, very big thing that I've been contemplating how to get the message out there, and I don't even know if it's necessary. A lot of you already know, a lot of us already know, so it's not really anything new. But let's go. So, even though we beat the Nazis in 1945, their hatred never ended because their hatred existed long before World War II. In fact, in the 1930s, white nationalism and pre-Nazi rallies took place in Pasadena, California. Mind you, both the Pacific Palisades and Pasadena, California burned in 2025, right? Let that sink in for a little bit. Just let that sit there. Both the Pacific Palisades and Pasadena burned down in 2025. And the funny thing about the Pacific Palisades, it's not really funny actually. It's interesting what I mean by that. The interesting thing about it is that both the Pacific Palisades and Pasadena, California have an often untold history of racism and white nationalism before and after World War II. So as you can see, the issue isn't always a political party or an ideology that is known with a specific period of time, right? So is this all a coincidence that what happened in 2025 in Pasadena, California, Pacific Palisades burning, and also Pasadena itself burning, for several days? I grew up in Pasadena, California. Nothing like that would ever happen. I would hear about fires every year in the summer, but never in the winter. And of course, the last time that there were fires in Altadena and Pasadena were like the early 90s. So it was just really strange, and it was heartbreaking to see. A lot of my family and friends were displaced and moved away from their homes. They haven't been able to go back to their homes. And a lot of people lost their lives, not just what happened in Pasadena, but in Pacific Palisades. There's a lot of people and a lot of rumors saying that that fire was either caused by human activity or exacerbated by human activity, right? And it just doesn't feel good to think about. So I'm going to move on from that. It's hard to look at all this stuff without drawing a connection. The fact is that justice exists, and 2026, along with the year 2027 and 2028, will show evidence. I want to say more, but there's really nothing to say. You all already know. I don't even feel good talking about it, to be honest. So there's nothing else to say about that. All right, that was the brief and deep dive at the same time. See you later.